Hello, good afternoon, hello to everybody, and welcome to It's All About Love with Anna. I'm Anna, as you know, and today I'm going to be talking about, love, love for people, but above all, love for God. So for those who believe in God, it's going to be exciting to hear. And today we are going to give you an example of a great love. A person with a great love in her heart was Mother Teresa. I'm talking about Mother Teresa because I know that many of you know her. She left a wonderful legacy of love, of charity around the world. She was very well known around the world, very popular. There is no doubt about it. And so even young people know her, have heard about her. And they say, not long ago I asked someone, a young guy, if he knew her. He said, well, I've heard about her and I know that she was a wonderful person, a person who loved to help others, no matter what kind of faith they had. This young person I was talking with was a Muslim person, and he answered like this. Wonderful. So that's why many of you know, and that's why our focus today is going to be on Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was is one of my main inspirations. I'm sure many of you viewers feel the same. Mother Teresa was wonderful, wonderful. Of course, she was not perfect, but she had a great love for people, but above all for God, for Jesus. Wonderful. So, Mother Teresa was born in 26th of August 1910 in the 20th century, and her parents were very wealthy, very rich people. Her father was a businessman and a politician, and he was a really a very good storyteller. And he would come home always telling his stories to his kids. Mother Teresa had two siblings. She was youngest of them all. She had a brother, the oldest brother, and she had also a sister. And her father, Mother Teresa's father, was a wonderful man, a very Catholic man, a very good man that was very compassionate for the poor and weak. He loved people, poor people. He was always contributing to the community, supporting them financially, and opening his house to everyone. So he had power to do it. He was a rich man. He had many buildings, many properties, and including their family home belonged to him. And so he could do something for the poor. But he had also a great heart to help. But you may be thinking, why are you talking about Mother Teresa's father and not go straight to Mother Teresa? Because Mother Teresa's father was a great influence to Mother Teresa. He became the main role of goodness to a life, to a childhood and to a adulthood. Not just him, but a mother too. But going back to him, he loved to share so much. And he'd say to people and to his children, mainly to his children, he'd say this, my child, I'm going just to read to you what he said. He used to say in this case, my child, never eat a single mouthful unless you are sharing it with others. You can see that he had a great spirit of compassion and generosity to the poor, to the other, especially those in need. And so Mother Teresa received it from his father, from her father in this case. But after the First World War, her father went to a meeting, and it was like a political meeting, and he died. He died, he was just 45 years old. His Mother Teresa's family and doctors believed that he was poisoned by his political enemies. So Mother Teresa's father left a great legacy for Mother Teresa to follow his steps. And then when he died, Mother Teresa's mother had to have the role of a mother, of a father, of a carer, of everything. Mother Teresa's mother was also a very rich, came from a wealthy family too, with many lands in the area, especially in the area of North Macedonia. And she was very, very, very Catholic too, very good wife, very disciplined. She would have always that care that each time the husband arrived home, the house would be immaculate for him, and the children and herself would be immaculate for him too. So she was very responsible, very, very, very disciplined, and very, very also very religious. And she was also very Catholic, but she had the same feelings of Mother Teresa's father. She loved to give, to help the poor. Yes, to love the poor, to help the poor. And she had that great compassion to help too. But when her husband died, although he was very rich, his business partners stole all the wealth from him. And Mother Teresa just got the house where they were living and no financial support. And so what she did, she started by sewing and doing embroidery and selling clothes. From that, she would get enough money to feed a family and the others around, those in need. Her door would always be opened to everyone. And so she'd say often this. I'm just going to read to you because I have here in front of me what she'd say to the kids, to everyone. She always had that spirit of generosity. And so she would say this. Some of the children are our relations, but all of them are our people. When you do good, do it quietly, as if you were drawing a stone into the sea. This is what Mother Teresa's mother used to say to her kids. Well, Mother Teresa, her name, it was not really at that time Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was Agnes. I should give you a name at the beginning, but, well, we are following the story, and I'm giving you just now. And so, these were the principles for the Christian faith of Agnes, or Mother Teresa's mother. And so, she reinforced these principles onto her children, mainly Mother Teresa. Praying was a part of family life. Every evening they would pray, they would gather together to pray, and they attended the local Catholic church, some parish church of the Sacred Heart. well, her father and her mother, role model, was a great role model as a child and as an adult, like I said before. Wonderful. So that's the wonderful parents with good roles and showing great legacy, leaving great legacies to their kids is what many kids want from their parents. And Mother Teresa was very lucky to have her parents. She loved her father, she loved her mother. When her father died, she was just 8 years old. And I don't know, probably she didn't understand very well the reason why her father died and left her so young. But, well, it had to be like this. But it was sad for her missing her father then afterwards. That's why after that a mother role was so huge for Mother Teresa. And Mother Teresa, the mother of Mother Teresa was like everything for Mother Teresa. She was also, Mother Teresa's mother was very rigid towards them, and they would follow everything she would say. Because they were growing, they needed to learn from her. So, Mother Teresa's childhood, let's go to the childhood, because up until now we spoke about Mother Teresa's background, which was a family, a father and a mother, their influence towards Mother Teresa, I think is wonderful to start. It's very important, it's vital to start before you speak about someone's legacy, someone so important like Mother Teresa, giving their backgrounds, and really, without a doubt, the background of Mother Teresa was beautiful. That's why she was what she was. She still is, because she lives in our hearts, yes, and our minds, yes. So, when Mother Teresa was a child, she grew up in an environment of distress, of political instability. It was because of the Balkan War, when it broke against the Ottoman Empire. And so Balkan countries celebrated their victory over their enemies in 1913. But in spite of this instability, emotional instability around people in Skopje, where she lived, Mother Teresa, she had always a peaceful environment at her place, in her house. So from a young childhood, she loved her father's stories. Like I said, he was a very good storyteller, and she was fascinated by the stories she heard about the poor in Africa. I believe that her father would come home and tell them, the kids, the stories of poor in Africa, and how the people from her country would go there and support them and help these poor in Africa. So she probably imagined Mother Teresa herself feeding children in Africa, loving and caring for them. And just the thought of doing so, it would bring her a great smile in her face, and their faces too. So, according to members of her family, she was a very obedient and thoughtful child. In an interview in 2012 with her niece, Aggie, it was the daughter of her brother, she recalled that her father had told her that he was very naughty, and Mother Teresa tried to protect him when he was in trouble, giving him food. Of course, she was always hiding from her mother. She was concerned with her brother. She didn't want him to go to bed or sleep without food in his tummy. So she would smuggle it to him Well, well, well. And from the young age, Mother Teresa would accompany a family to the church services, something that she loved, Mother Teresa. She was educated at convent-run primary school and then in a secondary school as well, in the same area, the same field. So music was as well a gift because her family background were very good musicians. And so Mother Teresa was very used particularly at mandolin. And then she was very good also at singing. She played it and she sang in the church with her sister. Well, well, that's wonderful what she was doing. She was extremely good at singing and playing music. And so much so that people call her and a sister to join for solo parts. Wonderful. That's beautiful. I hope you are enjoying this beautiful story of Mother Teresa. I'm just giving a generalized story. Mother Teresa was a wonderful girl. She grew up in an area of Europe and nowadays a Macedonian state. So Macedonia. At a time when she was growing up, it was called Yugoslavia, and so now is Macedonian. So at least once a week, Mother Teresa would go with her mother to visit an alcoholic lady called File, who had been abandoned by her family. File was covered with wounds and she had 6 children. Yes, she was on her own looking after 6 children and alcoholic and sick. And so that was not a good thing. And so Mother Teresa and her mother would go to her once a week to wash her, to feed her, to look after her. And so when this lady died, File died, the 6 children became part of Mother Teresa's family, of her mother's family, all living in the same house. See what wonderful story you can see, you can hear. That's beautiful. So much generosity, so much love in their hearts. So wonderful. Wow, wow, wow. That impresses me, and I'm believing that you viewers, I think this story will impress you too. That's a beautiful story. So a pious and compassionate mother infused on Mother Teresa deep commitment to charity. This became a foundation for Mother Teresa, a mark for the young Agnes Cole. Of course, I told you that I'm already, although I'm telling you that her name, Mother Teresa, because everyone knows Mother Teresa, a childhood name, it was Agnes. Her birth name was Agnes, but she became Mother Teresa later. I'm just talking to you and telling you Mother Teresa in all what I'm saying because everyone knows her by this name. That's beautiful. So Mother Teresa had a wonderful childhood with a beautiful family, a peaceful family, very, very committed family to help others, people of compassion, people of love, sharing things with others, opening their homes to them. Wonderful, beautiful. And so then when she began I'll talk to you about her teenage years. I gave you already some examples of her childhood. Now I think it's time to go to teenage years. So when she was 12 years old, she in 1922, Agnes went to a feast in Kosovo, because it was next to Yugoslavia at that time. It was a pilgrimage to they called the Lady of the Black Mountain, in a small village in Kosovo, like I said. It was here in this place that she censored God's first call. a call to a religious life that she had to follow, to become a nun and to help the poor, to become a nun, to help the poor, and becoming a missionary when she was 12 years old, when she received the first God's call to become a nun and to help the poor, to become a missionary. So after 6 years, in 1928, she went again to this pilgrimage to this place in Kosovo called Letnis. And while she was there, she received the confirmation to her vocation, to be a missionary, a nun, to help the poor. And she had no doubts by that time, at 12 years old, that she had to do it. And in her memories, she wrote, and she said, I'm going to read to you, and I think it's beautiful what she said. She said this: Our Lady of Black Mountain at Letnis helped me to see this. What she said, she did not have supernatural vision or prophetic apparition, but an intense personal experience only. As she used to say, a private matter. But she said this, I was only 12 years old, living with my parents in Skopje, Yugoslavia. Forgive me if I pronounce this not correctly, Skopje, Yugoslavia. When I first sensed the desire to become a nun. At that time there were some very good priests to help boys and girls follow their vocation according to God's call. It was then that I realized, she said, that my call was to the poor. Between 12 and 18 years of age, I lost the desire to become a nun, she said. But at 18 years of age, I decided to leave my home and enter the Sisters of Loreto. Since then, I have never had the least doubt that I was right, she said. It was God's will. He made a choice. Well, as you see, Mother Teresa left everything in God's hands. She, as you could see, in her teenager years, at 12 years old, she received her first call to go and to help the poor, to be a nun and to help the poor, to be a missionary. She received the first call. But then probably she ignored a little bit because she was still young. She wanted to take advantage from the life. She wanted to join other people and to join her friends and to get to know the world. And she lost a bit of interest in that call, going to be a nun and to help the poor. And so then, when she was 18, she went back to this place, and she received the confirmation there that she was to go follow the call. And she had to do it. She knew that it was from God, and she had to go, to leave a life behind, earthly life, or maybe I would say earthly life, yes. She continued the earthly life, but working for God and for people. A completely different life. Well. That's beautiful. So, in her teenager years, as Agnes was growing up, she was a very, very popular girl. Agnes or Mother Teresa. Yes, you know, if I say Mother Teresa, I'm talking about the young Agnes, her name from birth. If I say Agnes, you know that I'm talking about, Mother Teresa or Mother Teresa Agnes, it's the same. But she was a very, very popular girl while she was growing up. She had a sense of humor and many female friends. She really had many female friends with a great sense of humor. Who doesn't like to have a friend with a wonderful sense of humor and with loads of friends? She was like that. She had this, Mother Teresa or Agnes. But she was somewhat introverted with boys. Mother Teresa really was introverted with boys. She did well at school. Mother Teresa, she was a good student. She loved music, like I said before, because it was in her background. And she was very good at writing. Yes, she was exceptionally good at it. And in fact, two of her remarkable articles were published in the local newspaper. That's beautiful. She was very good at music, at singing, and at writing. She had friends, she had a great sense of humor, she had good parents, she had everything good for her. Although, unfortunately, she didn't have a father. But really, a mother became a father too. It's not the same, but she had a wonderful family, yes, to grow and to be happy. She also dreamed of marrying, because some of you may be wondering, well, if she was growing like that, she had loads of friends, I'm wondering if she'd like to marry. She had this dream of marrying someone and having children. Well, she defined that he had. She defined that he had a dream of having her own house and children. For example, in 1981, an Australian journalist asked her if she had missed having her own children. And she replied, I'm going to read to you, naturally, of course. That is the sacrifice we make, she said. That is the gift we give to God. This is what they said, Mother Teresa. She was making a sacrifice. She was giving a gift to God. She knew that she was going to be hard, and but she put God above everything and people, and she left her desires, personal desires, she left behind. Wow, wonderful. What do you think about her story up until here? I feel that it was an incredible story, beautiful story, an inspirational story. But in 1925, when she was 15, Mother Teresa met a Croatian Jesuit priest. This man influenced her culturally and spiritually in the surroundings, in her church, in a school, and he introduced Mother Teresa and her friends, youngsters, to medicine, to science, to poetry, to drama, and so many other things. Well, so many other things. Oh, wow, so beautiful. She had a wonderful influence as well from other people, apart from her parents. Wow. So, but the year before, in 1924, and Mother Teresa was aware that some Yugoslavian priests from the society, from Yugoslavia, who went to India to help the poor and the needy, to work as missionaries. Well. I think I need a bit of water. Could you bring me a bit of water? No. Okay. So these missionaries, let's continue with this. These missionaries went to work in India as missionaries to work the poor and the needy. And that influenced her so much. They gave her a good foundation. And she would read the letters they sent to her and to her colleagues about their job in India. It was like an inspiration for Mother Teresa, and then a focus although before a focus was in helping the poor in Africa, a focus now was helping the poor in India because of the great missionaries' influence. So that's wonderful. And so she, at that age, the 18 years old, she could go easily, well, to India. Wonderful. So in 1928, she was already 18 years old when she decided to follow the call. Mother Teresa that year decided to be a missionary, like I said, to go and give Christ's life to the people. Yes. She had practically everything on her hands set up for her. She was already influenced by everyone. She was aware of what was going in India, happening in India, and she was always so motivated to go. And so she would need needed to join the missionaries of Loreto order. So the Loreto order they were the Loreto sisters, the Irish branch of the Institute of Blessed Virgin Mary, and in Ireland. Just then she could step out to her final destination in India. But before she did that, she had a wonderful, an important, a vital step to do. And without that, she couldn't go. And what was that? You may wonder, what was that? So it was, she had to ask permission to her mother. She had to receive the blessing of her mother to go and to go to India. It was not an easy step because Mother Teresa, the mother of Mother Teresa, meant everything for her, There was no doubt about it. So that decision of going to India and leaving a family behind, family that she loved so much, was extremely difficult for her to do. So this is because that choice meant chastisement and separation. Yes, she had loved ones. She had her own family. Oh my, it's so difficult to leave them behind, to leave that physical life behind. It was extraordinarily difficult. Notice she knew that if she joined a missionary order, she could by no means look back. Yes, she could by no means look back. She was determined to follow her missionary call. She was ready to step into a life adventure. That it was to follow, to go to India, to be a missionary, and to look after the poor. Wonderful. So, but like I said, before she had to really have the permission of her mother. If her mother didn't say yes, she should become very, very frustrated. Very frustrated because of that. Because she knew that a call was not going to be fulfilled. And maybe she should always think about that through a lifetime. And she knew she had to follow the call. Wonderful, wonderful. That's beautiful. This was indeed a very difficult decision for her. Very difficult. So, but her mother didn't want her to go. Her mother emotionally was a very strong, heavy burden for her mother to let her child go to far away, maybe not seeing her anymore. That's difficult, that step. And so her mother, what she did, she, instead of talking to her straight away, and saying yes or no. She didn't. She went to her room. She locked herself into her room, and she prayed to God if the daughter was going to be, or it was, or maybe better in this was, if it was the best decision for her daughter to go. She didn't know if it was good, but she wanted as well to try a daughter's conviction of going to India, if she was very serious at going that. That's why she left her daughter 24 hours without talking to her daughter, inside her room praying. After these 24 hours, she came out, and then she spoke to Mother Teresa. And she spoke to Mother Teresa, and what she said, it was this. She gave a blessing to her, and she said this: give yourself totally and faithfully to God, only, all for God and Jesus. Those were the words that Mother Teresa mother told her before she went to India. It was extremely hard to her to let her daughter go, but if it was for God, she let her go, and she did. Afterwards, Mother Teresa applied to the Loreto Order, and she was accepted in the Loreto Order. Wow, 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 wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And so in 1928, when she was 18 years old, in that year, in September, end of September, she departed first to Paris, where she was interviewed, and then to Ireland. But in that night that she departed, she, on the 26th of September in 1928, she had nearly 100 people at the train station saying goodbye to her. That means that she was so lovely. She was a wonderful person. Many people loved her, and it was hard for them to let her go. And so many people came to say goodbye to her. Beautiful, beautiful story. Then she went not on her own. She went with a friend. Like I said, she went got a train, they took a train, they went to Paris, they had an interview in Paris, and then they went to Ireland, to the Loreto Nuns institution, where they stayed from October up until December, studying English, improving their English, and where she changed her name for the first time. Wow, wow, wow. She changed to Therese, yeah, little flower. That had a wonderful meaning from Therese de Lisieux, for those who know that. Wonderful. But in 1928, in December, they sailed to India. India, wonderful story. They sailed to India. And so I think for now, I think is enough what I've been telling you about Mother Teresa. I'm going to continue to tell you a story, a beautiful story, and it's going to be wonderful. I can't wait for that, because it's so exciting to hear a story, so inspiring to hear a story. She did wonderful things. She continued doing wonderful things, mainly as well while she was traveling to India. And then when she arrived in India, her life was completely different. But then I'm going to tell you that, okay? And for now, just try to think about this story. Beautiful story. I hope this story was an inspiration to you, and I hope I'm going to continue with this story. And for now, I'm going to say bye-bye, and thank you for connecting with us. and thank you for being in It's All About Love. Thank you again. Wonderful.